Alright, all that limb weight's overhanging to the right here. Don't know if I got that or not. Oh man. White pine, notoriously bad hinging wood, and who knows what's going on with the grain here. Probably shouldn't do it. You know I'm going to.
I'm aiming for this locust tree in the background here with the yellow arrow pointing towards it. The obstacles are the deck to the left and the maple tree to the right. I'm going to shade a little bit towards the maple tree. If we break a couple small branches in this maple, it's not a big deal. I just don't want that whole lower big limb to peel off and leave a big rip on the trunk of the tree right visible from the deck. If this hinge fails and we lose the top to the side weight, it could rip every branch off the side of that maple tree.
I go right to the locust.
In order to give this hinge as much strength as possible, I'm going to cut the knot almost halfway to the diameter of this trunk. That'll leave the hinge wood right behind there, right along the full diameter of the trunk. Again, we're looking for as much holding ability from this hinge as possible. The other thing to keep in mind, in these white pines especially, every once in a while you run into a situation where there's a knot that you weren't looking at because it was on the far side of the tree, and it's right in the middle of your hinge, which could definitely weaken the hinge wood. Now here's a close-up of that cut as it is. I made the plate cut there to create a little bit of height to those hinge fibers. It's still a little dirty, so I'm going to go back in there and clean it out a little bit more. This little bit of height to the front of the hinge allows for some flexibility as the hinge begins to move. That can crush or fold a little bit and spread the weight out more evenly throughout the entire hinge.
You're lying if I said I wasn't a little nervous on this one.
I'm going to try to leave as much hinge wood on the left side of this hinge as possible because the tree's got pretty heavy side weight to the right. So you can see the angle I'm cutting on, and the base of my bar there is actually cutting into the whole near corner of that hinge.
He's ready to go.
So I want the main holding wood to be on that far left-hand corner of the hinge. I'm going to try to leave that as wide as possible. That back cut's probably a good inch higher than the floor of the notch, and that I don't like. If I had to make this cut over again, I'd have made that cut exactly level or very, very close to level. So maybe I was cutting a little high because of that dead stub right there. It takes energy to split the grain of that wood vertically in order to trip this hinge. And the higher that offset, the more energy it's going to take. And so this is only an inch. Most people wouldn't think twice about it, but I think in this situation it would have been better to keep that back cut lower and requiring less energy to break those fibers. Trying to throw everything to my advantage here.
That's it. Cut no more.
It seemed to me right there that that tree was ready to go.
Stand clear back here. Nobody in the backyard.
It could be that that back cut being just a little high was enough to keep this tree from going. In any case, I'm going to give it a minute or two to see if it'll go on its own. Come back here, cut a little dead wood. I'm out of the way, but it hasn't moved. One of the lessons I learned from this video is that I should carry a wedge or two and a hammer up there in the tree with me. If I had a wedge, I'm sure I could have tapped it right in here and this tree would have gone. So that could be an important tool in the arsenal and definitely would have made a big difference on this tree. So notice the angle of the bar here. I'm about to go back in and just tickle this hinge a little bit more. But I'm going to protect the left side of that hinge by angling the bar and just sneaking in with the tip and getting the middle of the hinge, protecting that whole left side of the hinge.
Wants to go. Looks like that maple limb made it all right.
Let's watch and listen to this hinge hold in slow motion. the left side of this hinge clearly did most of the holding, as evidenced by those tall whiskers on the left side there and the very short fiber sticking out of the right side. Daniel Murphy, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed this video. Hope you learned something. I know I sure did. Let me know what you think and if there's anything I can do to improve these videos for you.